have a lot of activity going on, one no doesn't bother you. And I realized that in times when I had like 2 or 3 people, it was like I was really stressed about that, because it was like, I got somebody got to do something. But when you have all this flurry of activity, all of a sudden one no does not have the same significance it once had.
I'm muted. It surely does not, like, not at all. It's so crazy. Yes, exactly. Thank you for sharing that. Who else got some? All right, we got somebody. Who got some? Of those of you guys who are hopping on, for those of you guys who don't know who I am, I'm Rachel Whigham. I'm Ambassador Diamond. It Works. Been here almost 7 years, and I'm committed to helping other people change their life. You know, that's what we get paid to do. Who else has something? Anybody have a testimony from last week? Something you implemented? Something, whatever. We got one more person, and I'll move on.
I'll share.
Come on, Mary.
So just like Marion, just being really consistent about host to post, because I know it's like, oh, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But when we made the decision to actually be consistent, like I'm off of school because of all of the stuff with Corona, but the activity that I've had and how busy I've been with just engaging with new people and reaching out to new people, it has been mind-blowing to me. And it's showing me that people really do want the opportunity now more than ever. Mm-hmm. And, you know, once we realize that we are the solution to people's problems, we just have to offer that. And like Marion said, sometimes the option may not be for you at this moment, but it's my job to share the option. And I think when we start thinking about it like that, our mentality changes as we start interacting with other people. So it's been really great this week, just meeting and connecting with new people and just sharing what we've already been knowing for a while with this opportunity, just being able to share that with other people.
That is so awesome. I'm so excited for you guys. Like that, it's a game changer. And at the end of the day, this business, it gives you what you're willing to give it. And we talked about that last week. Like the measure that you give is the measure that you receive. And so what are you really giving? Like, are you giving like, and then, okay, this is a great segue. So thank you for sharing that, because what I want to talk to you guys about today is pretty much like, let's just be real. Like, y'all know me and y'all know the space. So let's be real about this Corona stuff, and let's be real about people's jobs, your fear, and how your fear may be translating to your business. How, you know, you want to reach out to people, but you don't want to seem insensitive, whatever may be going on in your head. I want to negate these things right now, because there are lives to be changed. But your life is also on the line as well when it comes to all these bonuses and people coming in and enrolling with you and trusting you to help them get to a $15,000 bonus. But if you're paralyzed, how in the world can you help them move? You know? So I think that's good to kind of go into that. Like, who is brave enough, for those of you guys who are joining us this evening? Hello. Who's brave enough to share about this and about how it may have been affecting you? Actually have somebody on here that I can call out, because I know she just dealt with a situation regarding this. So this is a great space to talk about it. But let's see if she says it. Come on, y'all, be brave. Say, if you don't have no feelings towards it, you can say that too. Talk to me. Don't let me look at y'all. Just look at. You guys can hit the comments. What do you, or unmute yourself if you want to talk. Repeat that. Yes. So we're going into, we're talking about, they're talking about host to post. So Kamisha, I think I said that right, was talking about host to post. Now we're talking, first of all, if you're just hopping in and you have something like a testimony from last week, please share that. Something you may have implemented, something that you decided to do for yourself and that has changed your life, or is starting to change your life. or if you have had hesitations or concerns or reservations about the coronavirus in your business. Let's talk about that. I mean, then I said, if not, then we'll move on past the coronavirus, but you know.
So I'll be honest. I am a little intimidated because, like you said, you don't want to be kind of insensitive. Today I decided that I'm gonna try to stay off Facebook for as much as I usually am on Facebook, because my news feed is just every post it's somebody talking about corona. And so I know I personally haven't been messaging people the way I normally do. But I have been like posting in my stories and, doing my polls and stuff like that. But I am a little bit intimidated because of feeling like this is a difficult time right now for everyone. But I do know that the opportunity can definitely be a game changer for people. But it's like, how do I even start the conversation?
That's good. Thank you for being honest. Charlotte said, scary time for a lot of people. Blessed that we are provided for. Just hit our area with positive cases today. So the panic is really set in for most people, trying to be sensitive to what others need, but also sharing opportunity. So, and I love that. And that's really, thank you for being honest, because that's where a lot of people are. But what's so crazy for me is, okay, there's different perspectives that you can look at. And I want you guys to tell me if, oh, okay, yep, never looked at it like that. Or, that makes sense. But, because if you have a but, let's negate it. Let's get it. It's 8:09. We got 41 minutes, 51 minutes. Like, let's get it out of the way, right? Like, this is what we're here for. But the way I look at it's crazy. We had a leadership shindig this morning on our team, and we have a lady on our team. I don't know if she's on here or not. She'll say if she is, but she used to work for Nordstrom, and she said, some people used to come into our store and they would spend their mortgage money. That's not my business. My job is to give them what they need. Do you get what I'm saying? So, and then she also said that sometimes I couldn't afford it. I can't afford the stuff they buy, but that don't mean I can't sell it. I can still sell them these products, right? Like, I can still sell her this dress even though I would never buy it. Like, I can't afford to spend $10,000 on a dress, but that don't mean I can't sell her this dress. And she's like, I would love for them to be a good steward and, like, pay their mortgage, but they're going to spend the money regardless. I would love for you to spend it with me. You know what I mean? So, perspective shifter. People are spending money. I can't even eat Girl Scout cookies right now. But I was looking up in my cabinet and I was like, my kids done ate all my s'mores Girl Scout cookies. How can I find some more? I'm serious. Not everybody is out here. I needed some toilet paper. Praise God, we got some. Like, we had like 5 rolls, okay? We needed some toilet paper. But that don't mean I don't have no coins to spend on nothing else. So you got to think, okay, so when somebody is, just because someone is loud, so just like you're scrolling your social media, what is the media's job? The media's job is to intensify whatever it is. Oh yeah, it's to intensify whatever is going on. If you turn on the news, do you know that they play that back to back to back to back to back, like back to back to back to back to back to back, right? Do y'all know Sports Center like repeats? Have you ever knew that? I didn't know that until I like came home full time. I was like, wait a second, didn't this just come out? Like, this ain't even a new show. Y'all sit and watch the same thing all day long. Like, I just can't. Like, how do you guys even do that? Right? That's the media's job. You're on social media. So are you the It Works distributor who has a product and an opportunity to give to other people, or have you gotten caught up with social media? And if you are a media influencer, how are you influencing and fitting in at the same time? You can't be in the world, and like we're not supposed to be of the world, right? So are you of the media, or are you the light? Y'all get what I'm saying? How can you? So, where does this take me back to? What's coming to people's minds? What does this take me back to? Anybody know what does this take me to? How do you do this?
Keep sharing.
Your Jesus time.
Jesus time.
It's even more amazing when you realize all the
If you start your day with Christ and allow him to fill your cup, when you hop on social media, you are the light. And if anybody comes across your timeline, you can snooze them for 30 days and just be their light. You don't have to consume what they're giving. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Like, you're more powerful. We're more powerful than we think we are. That does not mean that there aren't real concerns. There are real concerns. But at the end of the day, if I was in a position and I wasn't with It Works, and I was in a place where I seen this girl who was still living life and wasn't freaked out, and she still hit my inbox, and I might not be able to pay for the product right now, but I might, because look, somebody said this earlier and I was cracking up. Like, because of how the government functions, and people ain't paying their bills right now, right? So they money going somewhere. So listen, it can go to It Works. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Like, the government is talking about giving people like stipends and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people calling and ain't paying their phone bill and ain't getting no penalties. Like, what are you worried about? Y'all get what I'm saying? Perspective is everything. It's everything. And once you realize the benefit that you have for other people, and that you really have something that really can change other people's lives, like, you're unstoppable. But you have to have your mind in the right place, and you can't be consuming what they're giving because you're starving. I had this conversation a long time ago with my team. When you're hungry, you'll eat anything. Y'all know that, right? That's why people would stop at fast food, because it's poor decision making. Because you're starving. Let's go over to relationships. When you're starving for attention, and you end up with the wrong dude, they be like, "Girl, what did you see in him? What? Please tell me. What did you see?" And you was just hungry. You were hungry for attention. You were hungry for love. You were hungry for like all these different things that you were missing. So bring it back. At the end of the day, if you're not feeding yourself, you will consume. The media is gonna feed you. It's their job. But when you're full, it doesn't matter. It's more so knowledge. And that's if you need it, because why are you even watching it? Especially when you quarantine. if you quarantine, what you need that information for? Who cares what cases are around your house? Like, what does it even matter? Are they gonna come to your door and wipe your doorknob? Like, come on, what's going on? So, hopefully that was helpful. Who else got something else when it comes? That's my perspective on the situation. I'm not saying it's not a real threat. I'm not saying that. But at the end of the day, like, this is a position to where you literally can help people change their life and yours at the same time. And there are millions. Like one of my girls said today, she said, "Do y'all know how people be up at night and I don't even know what the site is, how they see all them information, what do you call them? Whatever they are. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The things beyond where people listen.
Infomercials.
Infomercials. Help me, Jesus. Okay. God, infomercials. Jesus. Anyways, how they be on, and people they be buying stuff for no reason. So now you've become the new infomer. Okay, anyways, y'all know what I'm talking about. That is hilarious. All right, Brittany, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was. Me and my husband just went today. Can y'all hear me? Did I unmute myself?
We can hear you, yeah.
Okay. We just went to Best Buy today. Now, Best Buy don't sell anything that could help you with quarantine, and they still open. They're not saying, oh, we're going to shut down because we don't have anything to provide to the people right now, or we want to be sensitive, or they doors are still open because they know that people are still going to come in and buy whatever. We went to Mattress Firm today. Same thing. They don't have anything to do to help us with quarantine, but they're not closing their door, being sensitive about what's going on at this time because they know that people are still spending the money. And if you're right with God, you're not worried about this anyways. So you're going out and still living life normally. There's people out here that's still living life normal, and they're not panicking about, oh, I'm not going to spend my money because I'm going to get sick and die. No, they're actually continuing on with life. And I've actually had people who've inboxed me and say, I'm happy to see your post because all I'm seeing down my timeline is this and that about the virus. And then here you come, lighting up my day, still posting your products. I've still had people buying my product at this time as well. So no one's actually, some people are panicking, but the right people, the people who you actually want purchasing your product, isn't panicking. It's the McDonald's folks, not the Chick-fil-A's.
Come on, girl.
Hey, girl.
Okay. That was good. So true. We want Chick-fil-A customers, okay? Like non-McDonald's ones, okay? Because they can't have it their way over here. They gotta. That's good. That's really good. Okay, so I'm really struggling to not try to be responsible for them with their money right now. Yeah, I didn't want people to decide to buy coffee instead of feeding their kid. Like, listen, you cannot live people's lives for them. So that's really true. You cannot live people's lives for them. Like, their kids gonna eat. I'm telling you, their kids gonna eat. Even if they want to buy this coffee and go to the food pantry, their kids gonna eat. And that's not our problem. Like, as much as you want to be, like, you cannot have a consumer mindset. You can't. And you can't get in their business. Like, that's too deep. Like, you just do your service and provide for them what they need. Because to be honest, sometimes moms want to sacrifice for themselves because it may help them stay mentally sound during this time because they're doing something for themselves. Y'all know what I'm talking about? You ever seen a mom sacrifice and just go get a massage or go get her nails done when she should have been doing something else with it because she needed it for her mental? Like, that's not for us to decide. That's for her to decide. And if she needs that because she's going to be at home in the house for a month with her kids and she don't be with her kids ever, then girl, drink your skinny coffee to help with your mood so you don't kill your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. That is not our business, y'all. Our only business is to service them and then take care of them. That's it. Service them and then take care of them. Girl, for my sanity too, in Jesus' name. But see, I'm about this life. I'm probably yelling at my kids all the time anyway, so I'm used to that. And I think it's a blessing. So yes, my ship. So anybody else? Let's or did I kind of just straighten that out? Who is needing this opportunity but miss it because we did that part, Kamisha. That is the part. Your selfishness. Y'all, come on now, for real. Like, let's just be honest. Like, for real, y'all know I love honesty. Who wouldn't want to make extra money from there? I had somebody today tell me that her husband was laid off because he worked at a hotel and they closed the hotel there. They laid him off. They didn't say, all these cute people who saying, we're going to pay you. That's cute. They laid him off. He got to go file for unemployment. And you got something where somebody can straight up like text somebody and put some coin. I actually got a message right here. Girl, she finna send me money for Skinny Group. People, they're not, y'all. And then I guess it also takes you back to how beneficial do you think your products and your business are? Because if your products are really that beneficial, like I got an order that I desire to place, right? I got another order I need to make this month. And I'm gonna sacrifice my order for my kids and get them some more super greens and super reds and immunity. But it was some other stuff that I wanted. But see, I would be a good steward of my family and get what they need. Because when you got a family of 5, okay, who all need immune, because like that's real life, right? So how y'all, who takes something every day for their immune system? Not most people. I've been talking about this, and I have received so many inboxes. When you have to get louder about what it is that you have when you know you have something special. That's not bragging. Excuse me, that's not bragging. That's almost like telling, like, God bless you, and now you can't tell nobody that God bless you? That's bragging? No, God blessed me. And so, and then takes you back to the word. If God can bless me, God can bless you. If you out here making cash, coffee cash, post that cash. Like, show your notifications. Show your fast starts. People need ways to make money, and then it even boils down to the community. To be around a lot of fearless people who are going to speak life into you in a situation like this, why wouldn't you want to be a part of something like that? Yes, about the greens. Oh, yes, don't work, don't get paid. Oh, they need some confiance. You sure right about that one. So what else is on your hearts and minds?
I mean, what I have to say is really no different than what everybody else already said. But I was just thinking about when I worked at Comcast, and we had like a 12-week training. In training, they actually teach us like not to count people's pockets. Like, we can't base people's lifestyle off of us, and it's just cable. But some people like live off of that. So if they bill go up to, they have a promotion and their bill go up to like $400, and they call it mad or whatever, they panic, and that doesn't mean that you automatically offer them the lowest package. You just, get to know what they need and base it off their needs. So even though all this stuff is happening, people still need to lose weight. They still need to grow their hair. They still need, like you said, you get a lot of inboxes about immunity. Then now the time is, it's a great time to build their immunity. So basically, like everybody already hit on, like, I guess it's like a mind, like they said, mindset thing. Don't feed into the social media. Don't develop the mindset that everybody else has and that's panicking, automatically write them off and be like, it's this going on, so I'm not going to message them because they're going to say no. Like, however you look at it, that's the outcome you're going to get. So just stay positive.
How you look at it is what you're going to get. It's good. It's so good.
And then to come back with our walk with Jesus, we're supposed to be set aside. We're supposed to look different. We're supposed to show an example that when times get difficult like this, how we react. So they could want to be like, oh, I need some of whatever she got. Why she ain't panicking? Why she's so happy? She's still living a normal life. Let me tap into whatever it is that she got going on. So it's a perfect time to share your belief about Jesus. It's the perfect time to share your business, why you're so happy. And then our $300 giveaway. Everybody's in need of money. Be loud about that as well, so you could get those host to post out. So yeah.
It's so good. It's so true. Like, so true. It's crazy because even with the giveaway, not understanding how just even like people giving $10 and how that can just become something so big. And people like, wait a second, like people out here stealing toilet paper and fighting over toilet paper, and y'all can give away $300. Like, where does that come from? So, Marian, did you have something?
Yeah, just real quick. I thought about this earlier and was gonna kind of go live about it, but I wanted to share it with everyone. Here is this too shall pass, right? So on the other end of this, when it passes, we need to be the perspective of like begin with the end in mind. When we look back over this time, are we going to say, man, we had an opportunity not only to proclaim Jesus, but to talk about our business, and we let however many days go by and didn't take advantage of either one. So at some point, you have to say, if I'm looking at knowing that this too shall pass, then what am I willing to do today so that when I get to that point, I don't regret all of the time that I had. I don't regret, spending the time with my family or reaching out to that one person that really needed the help. I think we need to change the perspective of it's going to pass, but we need to decide how we're going to pass the time.
How about how we're already at home all the time? So some people are at home who've never been home before, so they don't know what in the world to do with themselves. It's a good time to share with what we do at home, what we do with our kids, help them out with research they don't know about, things like that. Just show them it's good to be home with your kids, girl. It's not a bad thing. They're lost, and we're just here to show them the way.
I was on a Zoom the other day and somebody put it into perspective, and they said that, yes, we definitely don't want to take away what's going on. People are losing their jobs. People are being impacted negatively by Corona. But then they said, this is the time where Joel and Stephanie found a business like this when they were at their lowest. And so you never know. If you keep this opportunity, you never know if that person that you reached out to could be the next Joel or Stephanie Dunn. And so we have to just get into the mindset that people are looking for an opportunity. And like Marian said, I know this is going to pass, but I want to look back at the situation and say, I put myself in a position to be better off when it was over than in the same place that I was, or worse, before it started.
It's so true. It's so good. It's so good. I was actually reading a prophetic word. If you guys have not subscribed, or I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Elijah's List before. It's really good, like really good. But I was reading, a friend sent me an article, or I don't know what you call it, but sent me one today. And what the guy said, it was so good, right? And this is just real life. It's not even just the situation, but as Christians, this is something that we tend to lean towards, which is unfortunate. But when the enemy comes in, how do you forget what God said? You know what I'm saying? The only thing that I have heard since the beginning of the year was this was the year of overflow. So just because something has come along, it's no longer the year of overflow, and you're not going to work as if the overflow is coming. Are we the Israelites right now? Like, did God promise the promised land? And just because you have to go through some things to get to the promised land, that means that the promised land is not coming this year? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna negate, you're really gonna negate the promised land because of a situation, instead of taking it back to in times of disaster, they will not wither. In days of famine, they will enjoy plenty. That in period, because God is our provider. And knowing that, like, at the end of the day, like, we're smart. But at the end of the day, when you're lacking, that's where God comes in. It's so good, Brittany. But don't forget what God said. And a lot of times we forget what God says, and then we become partners with the enemy. Who are you partnering with? And I'm not saying it's easy all the time. I'm not saying that. I'll tell you how to be easier is if you started praying, and if you started filling your cup before you hopped into anything else. It just reminds me of that old school song. I don't know if y'all know, Hold to His Hand, God's Unchanging Hand. It says, fill your hopes on things eternal. Hold to God's unchanging hand. Not to the media, not to the news. Like, yes, be informed. But if you're not strong enough to be informed, stop looking. Like, come on. The snooze button works really well. Like, go through, everybody who's going through their midlife crisis, go and snooze them all. Just snooze them all, or remove them. Snooze them all. And you be the light. And you find some other lights, because those are the people that you want to connect with anyway. People who have hope, but maybe in a place where, because I'm sure Steph and Joel weren't on social media like, my house in bankruptcy. Like, they wasn't doing that. I'm sure they were still positive outwardly, even though they were suffering inwardly. you know?
This is also a perfect time to clean out your Facebook, because if they're being negative now, they were already negative. And if you go to their Facebook, you can see that they've been negative. So it's good to delete them so you have space to add more people. So.
That's so good. That's true, because their true colors are shining. I see it true. I'm just saying. It does. And yet and what's so great, guys, is if you do delete somebody, they still follow you unless they go and click unfollow. So they'll still be able to see your light, but they don't have to clog up your timeline or your friends list, because listen, hosts supposed to be popping, and I add about 10, 15, 20 friends a day, and I'd be like, ooh, I gotta go delete more people. I deleted everybody from high school. Y'all got all got to go. Y'all don't even like my baby's pictures, so y'all got to get out of here. Okay, everybody likes my baby's pictures. So it's good. Who's report? You know what? Let's talk about that. Let's go into it. And if anything just pops out on your heart, just share it. Whose report will you believe? What's so crazy is right now I'm reading numbers with some of my Bible study people. I mean, for real, like we're legit reading numbers. And I don't know if y'all, I would hope that y'all follow Cammie, but Cammie actually showed an excerpt from the Maxwell Bible on her page. And we had just read that, I think, like 2 days ago. And that's crazy. Do y'all know that the 12 tribes, the 12 leaders of the tribes, they went to the promised land, and 10 said some baloney, and 2 was like, what? Like, and it was so crazy because I was telling her as we were having this discussion, and I was like, I am like Caleb and Joshua, okay? I'll be like, what? Like, come on, we are ambassador. Like, what you talking about? Do you know who God is? He said it's ours, so we finna go get this. And people be looking at me like, no, my mom, she won't support me. No, no, I don't know anybody. I'm like, bro, like, God, you know? Like, no. It's like, okay, well, stay in the wilderness then, okay? God. And they died. Yo, y'all know God wasn't no joke, right? Like, he straight killed them off. He said, okay, fine. You don't believe that you can take the land? Y'all gotta die. Just kill them. Because that's how, I mean, thank God for Jesus. Okay, amen. Because we would all be dead because we are a mess. Because God would have been took us out because we don't have no act right. For real. Like, he straight up told Moses, yeah, he told Moses. Okay, Moses got a little attitude, hit that rock, and he was like, he let him talk. God even let the water come from the rock, okay? He let the water come from the rock. They go back and they little spot him in air, and he like, all right, now go, you're not going to see the promised land, period. Now go ahead and prepare the people for who are. And it's like, straight up, like, just like that. Like, ain't no, can I ask for forgiveness? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, you done. Like, you allowed them to piss you off. And so now you done forfeit. So are you allowing yourself to forfeit? Or are you going to be like Joshua and Caleb and put your head, fill your hopes on things eternal and fill yourself up? Are you disqualifying yourself? That's real. Yep. That's real. I'm going to tell you what, like, I think it was Marion who was talking about the multiple host of posts, or was it Kamisha? I don't know which one of you. You're talking about the multiple host of posts, and as you continue to reach out to people, you'll start to get these responses. And I actually had did a with Brittany a while ago, and just giving helping people understand how to consistently enroll. You don't normally enroll the day you reach out. Okay, so when my messages today might not sign from 2 weeks from now, a month from now, a year from now, who knows? So today's seed is not always harvested today. This is why we water our seeds and follow up so consistently. But if you're not even planting the seeds, especially in this time, somebody could post on my timeline and be like, I lost my job today. I mean, of course you don't want somebody who just acting just absurd. But if it's their Facebook and they think it's their friends and family, and just somehow you just slid in there somehow, and they're just sharing their concern, or even somebody who works at the hospital or something, be like, hey, do you take an immunity booster? Because, man, working at the hospital can be a lot. That's concern. That's not sales. That's why people are like, I don't do sales. Well, you don't care about people, because what we do is not sales per se. Yeah, it's sales, but we have a different direction when it comes to what we do most. You should really want to help somebody change their life. Filling myself up so I can be the light. Come on now, that's right. People are home. Yeah, people, it's a rough time. Like, people are, graduations canceled, like entire senior seasons canceled. They kids, people ain't that, like Brittany said, they ain't never dealt with their kids a day in their life, and now they home 24/7. They don't even feed their kids, okay? They used to the system feeding their kids. That's not funny. But so we're prayerful, but we're also, and this is where you get louder. So like, even for myself, like I'll go live. I'll talk about my meal planning. This is stuff that I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then if you, like Brittany, if you enjoy taking care of your kids, she talks about it all the time. How she loves being home with her kids and how she functions at that level. Because some people out here trying to Pinterest and figure out what the heck to do with their kids. I told one of my girls, I'm not sure if she's on here, but I told her today, I said, the way that you do school with your daughter at home, people would kill for that right now. Like, go live. You have so much to give, y'all. You have so much to give outside of just the business stuff when it comes to your life, because y'all do this for real. Even if you are working from home, let's just say you're doing remotely working from home, or even school work from home, can you show somebody how it is that you do that and make money too? There's so much that can be done. And I mean, honestly, y'all, there's always a solution to everything. Everything. Always the solution. The question is, are you too in your feelings to see it? Yes, come on, fasting and praying. They've been breaking off some things for real for our team. That's another thing, y'all, like big time. All right, who else got something? We probably could do like 2 more topics. I'm excited. I am. It can be practical stuff too, like when it comes to building your business or whatever. Who is? Position, it only comes when there is something that is desirable on the other side. I'm not gonna say only, because that's, but a lot of times it comes because there's something that is trying to be blocked from you receiving. So this is even, did we talk about this last week? No? Okay, so talking about how, like, let's just say if, okay, so have you guys ever heard about how a lot of times you're attacked in the place that you're purposed for, in the area that you're purposed for, right? So let's just say, like, you married the love of your life, and now all of a sudden your marriage is like, what? Like, I don't even like him. Like, what's going on, right? Or I love him, but things are just not going well, right? And a lot of times that's because there's so much power in your the ministry of your marriage. And so the enemy is coming to steal, kill, and destroy in that area of your life, because that's the area that you have much purpose in. Have you ever thought about how, when it comes to your business, how there are certain things that you almost become paralyzed in, whether it's your consistency, whether it's in your discipline? And do y'all also know that the teacher is, the person who teaches is the person who learns the most? I'm willing to teach anything at any moment. Why? Because I will learn it. And I will become proficient in it, and I will become an expert. The only way to become an expert in something is to do it. And when you teach it, you take more time to become more thorough in the area, which allows you to be in a position to really grasp what it is that you're sharing with somebody else. So going back to that area, like what area of your life are you really struggling in? Do you know that's where you need to fight? Because that's where the biggest blessing is, not only for you, but for other people. You know, it just goes back to like the finances and things like that. Like when people struggle in the area of finances and stewardship, do you know that's because there's a blessing there for you? So I want you to think about that in terms of your business. Where is the area that you struggle with in the most? Is it following up with your customers? Is it your consistency? Is it you being bold? Is it you posting? Is it you following up? 9 times out of 10, that area is the area that if you just have a 1 degree difference, that will change your whole business.
So something that I'm struggling with right now is before I was doing the product consistently, I was doing all the behind the scene work, like sending out my host to post or following up and messaging people. But now that I'm consistently doing my product and I'm getting hyped with people commenting on my post, that I'm not doing my behind the scene work. So I'm just like thirsty to post something real quick or, you know, get my story up because they popping. And then I get all into my story and what I'm posting on my wall. And then I find myself, ooh, girl, I ain't do what I'm supposed to do on behind the scenes. So I'm trying to try to do all of them at once and not focus on one thing and forget the other thing, or focus on this thing and forget the other thing. So I'm really like trying to work that in together.
So I think the biggest thing, and this is something that God has been dealing with me in, is the whole scheduling. And it's so simple, but it's so boring. I'm for real, just be honest. To me, it's so boring, but because I love the sporadic nature of kind of what we do. But you have to get a system in place. So, like, what day do you do declines? What day do you do loyal customer letters? What day do you do new welcome emails? Like when you get to the cab level, I send out welcome emails to everybody who's cabbed to me. Every once in a while, I'll go in and check my report and see who has earned their shopping spree and send them a congratulations or things like that. This is the area, especially when you're going to do the business full time, you have to do this. So like on Monday mornings, I do, and shout out to those who desire to join me in the 5 a.m. club. Is that y'all? Who on here wants to join? Okay, 4 a.m. That's what I'm talking about. It's Sharina 3 a.m. Because it getting up that early allows me, y'all, I have to have a solid hour with Jesus. Like, ain't no 15 minutes, ain't no 30 minutes. I need an hour at least, okay? And that's not the hour when I wake up, that's the hour from when I sit my butt down, right? So that's me personally. But it allows me after that to have solid work time, to where before I even look at a social media or anything like that, I have a list of stuff that I need to get done for my business. And it's not just sporadic from the night before creating 6 lists. It's a consistent thing that needs to be done. So that'll put you in the discipline of doing behind the scenes. And I used to think people were crazy for creating like content and stuff. That's real. Like, and it will help you flow through the remainder of your things more. You know, the Ecclesiastics, it talks about the seasons of life, and it's the same for your business. And so at the end of the day, if you don't start to normalize, or I see you, Christine, if you don't start to create a norm for your business, a normal flow, you will feel overwhelmed and all over the place. And so you can do, I know Jade has a few videos on like setting alarms in her phone to where it'll go off and tell her to do certain things. So like you can make an alarm in the morning that says send your connect messages. I send those first thing in the morning. And then the next thing is get up a post. And then the next thing maybe add to your stories. And then the next thing maybe, and I know, but see, for me, it's become a discipline for me. So 9 times out of 10, I'm already flowing through it. So I don't need the reminders, but until it becomes a discipline, you need the reminders. So midday, it might show what's going on in my life and show my kids, or do Zayden or something like that. Do a live, go live. You know what I mean? Because then it becomes something that you're not thinking about, because if you don't think about it too much, you won't put your feelings. That doesn't mean you won't put your emotions into it and be passionate about it, but it won't be feelings based. It'll be just what happens next. Same thing when it comes to your job. Like when I worked as a substance abuse counselor for adolescents. That was my first job out of college. Because it was clockwork and I had appointments, that doesn't mean that I won't have emotions when I'm talking to my clients. I'm just not going to be in my feelings and be like, well, I don't feel like seeing them today. You don't have a choice. It's on your calendar. They'll be here in 5 minutes. Like, you still got to drop them. You got to open the door and watch them pee. Like, you still got to do your job, like, regardless of your feelings. And so that puts you in a position, especially being home full time right now. A lot of you guys, you need to pull out your hourly calendar and you need to block out your time. If you have to work from home, if you have schoolwork, if you have time where you want to do your personal development and put your phone on Do Not Disturb, you need to block your time and allow spaces for your kids. Like, allow a 5 to 10 minute gap or 10 to 15 minute gap before you move on to the next thing, because you might have kids come in and screw up your time frame. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, 5 a.m. Club. So that's a book I'm reading. The 5 a.m. Club it's called the 5 a.m. Club. Completely transformed my life. I'm almost done. I actually have an hour left on it. Completely transformed my life. Elijah List is it's prophetic words. So it's a site of, and not to say that you can hear everybody's prophecy, but these people are pretty legit to me. So, I mean, let your spirit discern whether it's something that God's supposed to give you or not. But if you just Google Elijah's List, it'll come up. And it's a website that has prophetic words. I've been following a few people that are on there for a while, and really good stuff to me. We do a 7 a.m. prayer right now, Monday through Friday, every day on my Zoom code. And my team does a 6 a.m. power hour as well on this Zoom code as well. Christina, what you have, babe? You got something to say?
Do I need to? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So, hey everyone. But I would say, like, the 5 a.m. club, I was just up. Like, I've been wanting to do it, like, since I heard about it. I need to do it. I need to do it because I'm at home. Why not? Like, I'm always at home, so why not do it? So I decided, like, I feel like God was talking to me because I was up. Like, I talked to Victoria at like 11, and then I was up I've been up since then. But I've been like working, been trying to plan, like, just trying to be disciplined in what I do, because I know, like, I can get off track with being at home. I can get off track a lot because it's like I have the freedom to walk around and work and do what I want. And when I got on the 5 a.m. club this morning, I was just like, it helped me do a lot more and be a lot more focused and actually get a lot more done, because I had that extra time, had that extra, like, just had to, like, see everyone, just like, okay, so if I want to be where they're at, I need to do what they're doing. So I just had to come to that, like, realization today.
Yes. So what's so crazy, guys, is that here's the thing, and hopefully I can help somebody. Thank you for sharing that. I hope I can help somebody in this area because I did it for too long. So if you can catch it now, it'll change your life, right? So I used to not embody the person who did things that I wanted to do. So for example, I would walk around and say, we talked about this last week, right? About the coffee drinker. Yeah, or maybe not. Who knows? I've talked to them. So I was saying that I don't drink coffee. I mean, I'm not a coffee drinker. I drink coffee, but I'm not a coffee drinker. It was the same thing with the morning stuff. Like, I'm not a morning person. Well, don't you want to be a morning person? Like, ain't that what all the millionaires do? Like, don't you, billionaires, all the people who out here sustainable incomes, like, don't you want that to be you? So why don't you start proclaiming that for your life? I'm a morning person. Now that doesn't mean that it's manifesting in my, what it is right now, because when y'all read the book, if you read the book, you get such a conviction, and it just be like, oh, I gotta get up at 5 a.m. Like, I don't know how in the heck I'm gonna do this. I don't have electronics in my bedroom. My electronics stay in the kitchen. Like, I feel like a brand new person. I get to read my physical book before I go to bed. I have my prayer book by my bed. Like, it is legit the best thing that I've ever done in my life. And I've been in this business almost 7 years. Ashley Sinclair told us on a call maybe about a year ago about moving your phone out your bedroom. And I think that that's not the only time that I've ever heard it. Just never did it. So where is God waiting on your obedience to help you change your life?
So like all my life, I used to tell myself I was illiterate. Like even in school, if a teacher called on me, like I would get suspended just because I wouldn't read the book. I just refused to. I can't read. That's what I would say. And just lately this year, I've been reading. I've already read about $2 a month so far. So it definitely is what you say about yourself and what you believe about yourself. And once you just start saying something, now I can say I exercise every day. I wasn't saying that before. I'm happy to say, yeah, girl, I be exercising every day. So it's just good to be able to say those things. It feels good.
Yeah, so good. And I think the thing is, are you willing to proclaim over your life what you desire before you see it? That's faith. You see it, you have to see it before you see it. You have to say it, because life and death is in the power of your tongue. So what are you really speaking over your life? Like, coronavirus is going to make me a millionaire. I mean, you don't got to say that on your social media, but you can tell yourself that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell yourself that. And if you get up every day and you say coronavirus gonna make me a millionaire, you won't be in them DMs like, hey girl, we finna make $1 million. I'm gonna show you how to shut it down. You gotta go back to work after all this is over. You can decide. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do that to one person and be like, girl, I'll take it back. Coronavirus, you can't do that. You gotta keep hyping yourself up, and then you gotta stay around like-minded people who are gonna hype you up. So anybody else got anything else that they wanna say?
This one is random.
Let's go.
This one is random, but definitely get your kids involved, because my son asks me every day, how many coffee did you sell today, Mom? Did you tell this person about this? Did you he my boss? So it's just like reminding me every day, I gotta make sure I'm doing what I say to him that I'm doing, so that when he asks Mama for something, I could get it for him, because I told him, why you all in that phone? Well, I'm working, baby. When he wants something, I better be able to give it to him, because I've been working.
And you show right. You show right. I know for us, we've created a weekly thing. Clearly not right now, but every Friday morning, I take my son to the donut shop, and it's the only way that I can take him to the bakery is if I made some cash. So if I don't take him to the bakery, it's because I have to tell him I didn't make any cash this week. So it's not fast starts. It's not my residual. I have to make actual cash to take him to the bakery. So, it's crazy. I was just talking to my husband about, I wanted to have some milk bath photo shoot for Zaire for his 6 months of breastfeeding. And I told him, I said, the only way that I'll do it is if I pay for it in fast starts. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so that puts a higher level of, this is the game you have to play with yourself. And then you have to say it, so then you can have accountability. You'd be like, dang girl, how's it coming on? How much that photo shoot cost? How many fast starts you need? I'll be like, listen, Jesus, come on, let me help this girl get these 2 oils. You know what I'm saying? You'll get up and you'll do something. So this is good. Thank you guys so much for sharing tonight. We're gonna hop off here because we got another power hour, but hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully it just kind of shifted your perspective a little bit. And I'm not saying don't stop praying. Just keep praying. Our nation needs it, but also pray for your team, pray for your family, pray for yourself. But don't walk in fear. We don't do the spirit of fear. That's not what we do. Like, God didn't create that. That doesn't mean that fear, fight or flight, like that's a real thing. But if you don't have that type of situation going on, we don't do the spirit of fear. And so, yes, come on, Courtney. Yes, you better get her done. Come on, I'm on time this month. I done claimed it, so you can do it too. It's just a matter of getting people focused and not, you know what? And here's my last tip before we out here. Do not wait around for your distributors to do something. You have to, they're not used to being entrepreneurs, guys. Like, you have to stay on top of them. You have to lean into the discomfort. You have to lean into the fact that mama told them no. Help them get past it. Hold their hand. And once they get past it and they move past their mama now, you might actually get them to a place to be successful to where they can see the bigger picture. If they can see the bigger picture, because at the end of the day, if your mom don't take you to your job, you're still gonna find a way. Yes. So you have to get them to shift their perspective on that. So I'm gonna pray real quick and then we'll hop off here. Dear Heavenly Father, God, we're just grateful for this space and opportunity. We're grateful for you. We're grateful for your love. We're grateful for this opportunity that you even ever brought us to It Works. And because you brought us to It Works, we're in a place where we have freedom and we have options. And so, God, we're grateful for those options today. We're asking that you forgive us if we've been walking in the spirit of fear, and we cast that down in the name of Jesus. God, we rebuke and bind that spirit because we know it's not of you. And we're asking that you fill us up with all of your fruits, God, that you put us in a place where we have peace, where we have love, where we have long suffering, God, where we have all the things, because we're going to walk in what you've given us. God, I'm just praying that over this next week, over this next month, over this next all the time that we have, whenever until this dissipates, God, that you just continue to allow us to be the light in this situation, that you fill us up like never before, God. Put it on our hearts and minds to tap us. Let your spirit tap us in the middle of the night so that we can get up and we can fill ourselves up, God, that we're obedient to your touch, that we're obedient to your touch and we don't let sleep consume us. And that we put ourselves in a position to be able to go before your throne and be filled up. So, God, we just praise you in advance for what you're doing. We praise you in advance that this is going to be the moment that catapults our business to the next level. And we're going to lean into this discomfort. We're going to lean into the discomfort, but we're also going to guard our hearts and our minds, because we know that from our heart is where everything flows. So we just praise you in advance, and we just love you. In Jesus' name we pray.